Good afternoon. I never had a sense of how big the world was until I was a senior in high school. My family took us on a trip. We went across into Europe. We went and flew to Germany. And it was at that point in time, senior in high school, 17 years old, traveling overseas for the first time, that I realized this world is a really big place. We flew for 7-8 hours to get there, something like that. And it seemed like we had traveled so far. And then there was this realization that there were these people on the other side of the world that were doing things, and they were awake, and they were doing the same things that I was doing, going to school, shopping, driving around. They were doing the same things that I was doing, just a couple of hours difference from me. And that there were people that were awake when I was asleep. That when I was awake, they were sleeping. It was such an eye-opening experience to know that there were this whole world of people out there that were a lot like me, and they were doing things that I was doing, living on the same planet, and yet I had no concept that they even existed. When you fly, you get a sense of how big this world really is. But that can be intimidating for people who have been told that they are to proclaim the good news to the whole world. That's what Jesus said in Mark 16:15. He said to them, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation." That would be intimidating because the world is a really big place. And if that's our responsibility to go into all the world and preach to them the gospel, how are we going to do that? Well, this is where Jesus comes in and gives us not only the command, but attaches a promise to it. That you are preaching not what you want to say, not what you think other people need to hear. You are preaching to them the gospel, the good news that Jesus Christ is the Savior. That's the message that they need to hear. That's the message the whole world needs to hear. And you don't have to travel overseas to preach it. You can just walk down the street. You can speak to those in your own household. Those people also need to know. They are part of this world, and they need to know the gospel too. Until we see each other again, the Lord's blessings on your day.